Hello there folks, so this is Peter again with the latest update video on Chelsea Flower Show for 2019, and here we have the finished article. This is the stand and this is what we've done with all the plants. Now we have just finished doing all the sort of finishing touches, labelling up our plants and putting sort of the information notices out, because well, this exhibit, it is telling a story of Thorncroft and its history of 30 years in retail. So yes, we celebrate 30 years of retail this year, which is a wonderful milestone to get to. So we've used all sorts of different objects, and I'll show you some of these more closely in a few minutes. Now, I'm aware that I'm not going to be able to get all of the flowers with their name labels in. I'll try my best to get as many of the name labels in as I can, but of course without making a half-hour long video I'm going to miss a few. So I'm sure you don't want to listen to me go on for half an hour. I'll show you some of the flowers, I'll tell you some of the history of some of the objects that you're going to see. Okay, so the plants here, all part of the display, have been put on in the last 4 days. Some of the bits and pieces we have, so this is the old shop sign from the nursery when we used to have a shop open. And here just on the end of the shed, the old bell that used to be on the end of the shop that customers could ring to get our attention. And down here, just beneath that, we've got a set of filing cabinet drawers. These drawers were given to us as part of our filing cabinet set, owned by the late Jim Fisk from Fisk's of Westleton. So we've used the drawers here just to display sort of part of our history, something from the nursery and from the past. There's Mum just putting the finishing touches to things, hiding things away in the shed. We've got our feature pot at the front. So this was a clematis and rose pot, special pot designed, first used on our nursery in 2003. Olympia's a new clematis to our collection, rather a nice plant, looking particularly good here with Megan, which is one of our new launch introductions here at Chelsea Flower Show 2019. And just next to them, on the old arch, we have this beautiful arch. So the arch was first used in around 1989. I apologise for the noise in the background, if you can hear that. We're still in the process of building a lot of people, so yes, trolleys and trolleys of bulbs being taken up by our friends who will be selling those during the show. Sadly, we can't sell our plants here, they're just too large for us to sell our clematis plants here. We don't sell little young ones. So here we are, back to the arch. The old metal arch was first made in 1995. That was made for us to use on our floral exhibitions. So it has at the base, instead of long feet that bury into the ground, it has a metal plate, so we can use it on hard surfaces and makes it very stable. I'll just come back here so you can see some of the plants that are on the arch. This one's particularly interesting. This is Sugar Sweet Blue Scented Clem by Ton Hanning, another we're proudly launching here at Chelsea Flower Show. A fragranced early flowering clematis. It's absolutely superb. It's really caught people's eyes. It's just here on the arch at about eye level, and it really has caught people's eyes. They're walking past today. There we are, and then just zoom up here to the top, you've got Valor, which was first shown by us last year at Chelsea, and down here Dazzle as well. So as we come around the corner, find a few more plants obviously of interest here. So this is Parisienne at the top here, and then lower down beneath her we've got Ansley. which moves then along into Bourbon. Along the top of the rails is Massa. This is a new variety from Raymond Everson. I'm particularly impressed with this. It's rather lovely clematis. I'll just give you a close-up of the flower here. Super, super dark. And a really prolific plant. There's so many buds on this. If I just come down here, look at all the buds on those plants. That is amazing. That's going to look good right through to the end of the week. Yeah, Bourbon is rather nice, and in this is this very small little patio clematis. Another one I've been quite impressed with. We had that at Malvern, and it really did look very, very good. Okay, so what is down here? I'll just show you this. Now this, this when it was built by my grandfather and father was, at the time, state of the art. These switches, thermostats, all controlled propagation, mist benches and heated benches as well. So these were for the heated benches here and here, which were controlled by thermostat. A mist unit was controlled by the electronic leaf, and this indicated whether the heaters were on or off. So yeah, all very impressive really. For the time it was made, 1985, on our little nursery, that was really impressive. Don't know what modern electricians today would make of that. Of course, all beautifully crafted out of a biscuit tin. There you are. Don't do things quite like that anymore. There we go. And our cement mixer, or as we call it, the compost mixer, because this was bought in 1985 for mixing all our compost, because before that it was mixed by hand, would you believe? So there we are. That's why the compost mixer is here, and it's spilling out of it clematis, Zara, and then we have a beautiful cascade from the top of the shed here, cascading all the way down. Warszawska. So a lovely Warszawska. Let me just get that name in the picture so people can see. So there we are. To bring us up to date, here's our modern display board with modern logo and branding on it. And towards the back of the shed we also have our full info board about the display. I'll pause for a moment so you can see what we've done here. So this is also a history of Thorncroft over 30 years. The story so far, it was written by Ruth, my mother, and there's a copy in the catalogue, and what I'll do is I'll post a link to the document online as well. So give us a little bit of time. I'll pause here for a moment so you can pause the video if you wish to read this. You can. There we are. And then the last thing I want to show you here, as I just stand back, is our catalogue timeline. And so this is our catalogue timeline. Catalogues from Thorncroft clematis from 1989 all the way to 2019. I'm really, really pleased with how this has come off. It's fascinating to see how things have changed. Of course, it's behind perspex, so you can see me in the reflection. But there you go. This is done obviously to protect them. Some of these are copies, but there you go. We didn't want to risk all the really original sort of old ones getting wet. So there we are, folks. This all the history of us and how our catalogues have changed over time, right up to modern day, 2019, right at the end here. Right, what else have we got to show you? Oh, I skipped a couple of varieties back here. Let me come back so you can see the names. This amazing double, the Charmaine. So I want to just, again, as I say, I'll try and get all the names in if I can. I'm delighted with this. You'll see it on last year's Chelsea exhibit as well. So if you haven't watched that video, have a look back at Chelsea last year. That looked really spectacular on that exhibit as well. Okay, and so up over the top of the shed, we've made the effort to get flower all the way to the top. There's a few flowers of fond memories. Fond memories just up at the top there. With the feature plant on the shed there. Sea breeze. As I come round, we've got a couple of other little bits just to show you here. So this is the Clematis Super Night growing with sea breeze. One we're delighted to have here at the show. This is the first time it's being exhibited outside of Holland, I think. So it's a really lovely new Vitacella type from Wim Snoeyer in Holland, part of the Jan van Zeus Clematis nursery. A really striking, prolific Vitacella. Very impressed with that. It does look nice with the contrasting sea breeze, which was also bred by Wim Snoeyer. Plants you don't often see, Pastel Princess, or also known as Minister. This is an absolute cracker. We had this years ago, so it's nice to bring that back and show it at Chelsea Flower Show. Giselle is a Chelsea regular for us. It's such a popular little plant, and I must say, one that does particularly well in my garden too. So back here, what have we got? Another item of interest, customer's trolley. This is one of the shop trolleys from when the nursery opened in 1989 for retail sales. So this one has been around for as long as we've been retailing. It has a few wall wounds. The poor thing got struck by a tractor whilst it was in service. So yeah, it should have got a medal for gallantry, I think. But there we are. Nice to have some of these old things on the show stand. Now these signs down here, this was first created to comply with RHS regulations. Signs can only be A4 size, so we had those produced when we first started doing RHS shows. Darcy, Corinne, Jackmanii Purpurea. Up the top here, Prince George the large white, and dark plum tulip flowers of Prince William. So I'll do another video for you again later, so you can see how the stand is developed. Well, I hope that was good, give you an idea of what we've done with the plants, and we'll get this one uploaded, and I'll put lots of pictures up on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you in the next video.